gorgeous spot here. And yet, it's so buggy I can't focus. Hey everybody, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I am coming to you from the Hudson Valley. It's been about 4 months now that I have been making art on YouTube. And I thought it'd be fun to take stock in what I've learned so far. I've seen some other folks do this. It's been fun for me to watch some of their videos that take stock in what they've learned in their early months. If you're interested in starting a channel or if you're excited about YouTube as a place to learn, I just wanted to share some of the stuff that I have found being a 50 plus art YouTuber. So come along with me. I have about 7 points that, as I was looking back, I was thinking about as critical to what I've experienced so far. Sorry, I'm distracted because there are so many bugs in this spot right here. I might have to start to walk. Let's take you with me. Here, wait. I've got this like cool thing that allows me to walk, so I'm gonna walk. All right, so the first point that I want to share is that actually hitting record was really, really hard. Like 4 months of anxiety about it. So eventually I did hit record and it was bad. Those first couple videos, I don't even recommend that you guys watch them, to be honest. The very first art video was a flip through, which is better because I wasn't on camera, so it's just me talking. So that's probably okay to watch. But those first few where I try to either be on camera or narrate a story, it's just so feels super contrived. And some people would probably take them down. But I don't know, I'm curious to see what happens. I've heard that the more you keep up on your channel, the more the algorithm gets to know you and matches you with more people who are actually interested in your interests. So anything pertaining to art or art journaling or art making, I feel like it's helpful for the overall data story they have about me, just in order to find community. I'm going to leave those up. Plus, they're records of things. Also, they're helpful for me to know what works and what doesn't. Caspar David Friedrich, romantic German landscape painter, not a super viral hit, if you know what I mean. But that's okay. It was fun. It was great to go to the show. I'm glad I captured it. I had a good time making the video, even if the sound is a little off. So anyway, hitting record was really hard. It still is hard for me, but I feel like it's necessary for doing this, and I am having fun in other aspects of the channel. So that brings me to number 2. Number 2 is this idea that starting small is okay. I think that's true. I really don't care about going viral. In fact, I'm not sure I would want to go viral. I just want to find my people. I would love to have a community of people. I would love to participate in art on YouTube in a way that expands my world. So that means, will this set me up to join community shows nearby? Am I going to find people who will want to take a trip together someday and paint in Italy or Portugal or wherever? I love the urban sketchers. I'm more tuned into them on Instagram, and I've met some great friends through art classes and things. So I'm sort of looking at YouTube as a way to continue to build that community for me. And I think you don't need hundreds of thousands of people to do that. I think just a few hundred actually can be incredibly meaningful. As soon as you put that sort of desire to bed, it also gives you freedom in terms of what you do and don't do. Everyone wants you to have a hook, and you have to show your face, and you have to do all these things in order to game the algorithm. I'm more interested in having content that feels very authentic, that will connect me to people who are also looking to push themselves in ways artistically that will keep us connected, have fun, and maybe have a laugh every week or every other week, depending on how frequently I am able to actually film. The third one is one that I'm still noodling through, and that is this idea that the art comes first. The interesting thing is the people who do really well on YouTube, who I really tune into, and when I say do really well, I'm not even thinking about like page views or reach or anything like that. It's the videos that I enjoy watching. They're people who the art still comes first. They're not doing things just for the sake of creating a nice video. They're doing things because they are true artists, and it's just wonderful to enter into their world. And that's something that I'm still piecing together. I think in the long term, I aspire to have this channel be lots of different aspects of my art practice. I started with the art journals because I have 8 years of tremendous art journal background that I love to dip into and use for different art tutorials and to show people some of the stuff I've been up to. It's a way of transitioning from being a part-time, regularly practicing artist to somebody who's devoting more of their life to art, to that practice, and figuring out, what does that mean for me? Is it about staying in the sketchbook? Is it about going outside of the sketchbook? Those are the things that I'm working through actively. If you are interested, please comment below, because I will continue to make content that shows some of the tensions that live in there. We're all limited on time, and how we choose to spend our minutes and hours is really meaningful. Having that art come first is something that I have to continue to remind myself. That said, I really enjoy, actually, more than I expected, the video making process. And when I make a good video, and I've made a couple that I'm pretty proud of, actually, it's really fun, and I really enjoy seeing it and showing it to my family, and they nod and they're not that interested. But I enjoy it, and it's something that I think in time I'll continue to improve in terms of my skills, and hopefully somebody will watch, and that will be fun too. So that question of the prioritization, what comes first, the video, the art, how do you balance? Because they are very different skills. One I feel like is very solitary, meditative. The other is super technical. I spend a lot of time. Actually, I think this brings me to my third point, which is, let me just double check. It's actually my third point. It's my fourth point, because the last one was the third one. This whole concept that the tech investment to make a channel really good is real. When I say tech investment, I'm not actually talking about the camera and the tripods, which are expensive. Honestly, I bought a fancy camera, and I love cameras anyway. I've always loved cameras. For a while, I was super into photography. I've got a big Flickr, like all that stuff. The funny thing is I don't use my fancy camera that much, partly because it's a little harder to plug in the mic. I don't have a gimbal for that the way I do for the phone. The gimbal for the phone was very affordable. The mics are super affordable if you stick with your sort of phone ecosystem. So in some ways, I feel like the investment that I'm talking about, aside from the computer, was probably under $100 if you don't count the phone itself. That's really amazing, actually. The technology is at a state where I can stand up a channel with such a minimal amount of equipment. It's really cool. The investment I'm talking about isn't so much about the stuff, although the stuff can certainly add up if you are a gearhead, which I can sometimes tend to be. It's really about the time spent. I've spent a tremendous amount of time playing with software, watching YouTubers. I can include a list below of some YouTubers who have been incredibly helpful in terms of sorting out problems. Why is my sound bad? How do I fix levels? What software to use? How should I be thinking about how much time I should be spending editing versus not? There's a lot of great information out there, but it takes time to digest it and put it into practice. I've been using iMovie, which is the free software that comes on your Mac. And so far, it's been okay. There are limitations to it. I've been playing with Canva a little bit to introduce some additional visual assets. I work with Canva also for the thumbnails, just to try to come up with something a little bit more visually pleasing for the thumbnails, because everybody says the thumbnails are so important. There's an investment every time you get new software. It takes time to figure out how to use it. It's different from PowerPoint. It's different from all the softwares I've used before. It's used for different purposes. And so the investment I'm talking about is really, it comes back to that time element, which I don't know why in my life right now time is at such a premium, but it is. And maybe this has always been the way, but I feel like when I was younger, I had a lot more freedom over my own time. I had less people depending on me. I didn't have as much in terms of family, in terms of my mother needing some extra help, my son still being at the age where he needs some extra help. I'm a daughter, I'm a wife, I'm a mom, now I'm a dog mom. That's a new thing. Maybe I shouldn't have done that right when getting a channel off the ground, but listen, we love the dog. We love her so much that it was worth every lost minute and week that I missed a post. Doing this takes real time. I don't want to minimize that. I think it's really important to note, and probably more time than I had originally anticipated. I have so much respect now for those YouTubers, and especially art YouTubers, who find the time to really put together incredible videos. with lots of B-roll and beautiful scenery and lots of cutting and their own sort of art process, views of their studio. How do they even keep their studios clean? I don't even understand it. And some of them have messy studios, but they're beautifully messy studios. I don't have a beautifully messy studio. I just have a messy studio. And all of that to me has become very, I really notice now and I really appreciate what people are able to do. It's incredible. So I think all of this is just to say that time is at a premium. We're all leading our lives. And as you embark on a channel, just realize that it takes a real investment, both in time and stuff and software and all that kind of stuff. So then the final piece that I'm going to talk about, I'm going to talk about the thing that I've been reluctant to talk about just because, I don't know, maybe it's just hard for me to admit, but I am a woman of a certain age. You know, being a YouTuber over 50 is a particular slice of life. It's an interesting place to be. In some ways, being over 50 can be sort of a superpower. I have real experience. I am confident. I've had a whole career. I've actually had a couple of them before getting started on this. And so, in some ways, I'm at the stage where I kind of don't care what people think of me. I mean, I do care because I'm a nice person, but being viral is not really the goal. The goal is to enhance my art practice and to meet new people and to expand my world, maybe take some trips that will make good video content. All that sort of stuff is really kind of the direction I'm going. Being my age and making videos has made me question my own motives. It's made me wonder what I'm trying to accomplish. And I kind of have to come back again and again to the touch points of why I'm here to begin with. So many of the folks who are doing really well are in their 20s and 30s, and that's awesome. Their journeys are their own, and some of them are so talented and so devoted. It is actually really wonderful to see people at all ages doing art on YouTube and making a go of it. For me, I've been asking, what is it that makes me unique? What is it that has my experience in a different way? I think that being in my 50s and starting over again and being a beginner in some capacity. I mean, I'm not a total beginner when it comes to the art stuff that I'm talking about, but I'm definitely a beginner on YouTube. I'm not afraid of being a beginner. I actually kind of enjoy it. I think that's a superpower that I have, is that I love being a beginner. And I think a lot of artists feel this way, that when you try a new material or a technique, that can be so great and exciting and give you such a rush. And that's part of the narrative for me on why I'm here on YouTube and how that can do different things for your life and push you in new ways. I think that's the word I wanted to say about being my age and starting a channel. I mean, listen, I have some wrinkles. I am not perfectly made up. I'm not a makeup star, but I feel like there's meaningful stuff to talk about here anyway. And I know that I'm on YouTube now. I enjoy seeing what other people have done. So maybe there's some other folks like me who like seeing the real stuff, like seeing people who are in real life, having real experiences, dealing with challenges, and hopefully overcoming them. I take nothing for granted. So, yeah. So that's that one. YouTubers over 50. We're a community. Give me a shout out, by the way, if you're in this crew, and comment comment below. Definitely let me know where you are in your stage, in your journey. At any age, I'm hoping that the content I'm bringing is relevant and fun. For me, art is about joy, getting outside and exploring. If you made it this far, I just want to say thank you for watching. Thank you for coming back if you have watched any of my other videos. If you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing and taking a look at some of my other videos. I will continue to make weekly or bi-weekly, depending on time and focus. If you have learned something in your own YouTube journey, please, either as a viewer or as somebody who is trying to create their own channel, please comment below and let me know. Thanks for watching. I will see you soon. I hope everyone's having a wonderful summer weekend. Thanks, everybody. Bye.